And welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Vesperia. Last time we entered Caer Bocram to figure out what the hunting blades are doing here, and this time we're basically continuing that. Is there nothing else we can actually do up here? Because I can't go that way, it doesn't seem like, and I can't go up. And I can't really go left, so I'm not even sure where to go at this point. Oh, through the building? Oh wait, there's actually another warp up on top of the building. Maybe that's where we need to go. There's a chest inside there. This contains a limit bottle. This, I assume, boosts the limit gauge. If I had to make a wild guess. Fills the over limit gauge. Cool. Can only be used in battles. Obviously, you can't just sort of use it at any time because we don't really need to worry. Whoa, that's a lot of magic lenses. So obviously we need to go up. So I'm gonna go down. Okay, there's a really ominously placed save point, so maybe we should go up. We are going up. Because it definitely looked to me. What? That looked like a scarf weapon. She hasn't even learned the XP share yet. Which is a problem I'm definitely running into with this game, of having too many weapons and not enough, cocktail dress? Yes, obviously that's not it for repeat. Not suitable for combat. Why is it that all of hers are, like, not suitable for combat? It's like, why? Is none of her equipment any good? Thieves' Cape, that kind of fits. Actually, it'd fit Yuri better. Being the one who, like, got in trouble for, like, roughing up people. I'm actually a little bit confused as to where to go. Huh. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what the purpose of that is. Also, I wonder if those bulletin boards say anything, though we will make another pass through, obviously, so I'm not gonna stop to investigate for now. Is it just gonna make me fly into the wall? Oh. Up here. Which also brings up the question of what was that downward passage? Also, something else I forgot to mention last time. Apparently I found out, I did some research and the dice minigame is not locked off anytime. Apparently Rita can get a title for it. If we win, I think 3 times in a row.
It'll be 100 years before.
Apparently it is somewhat random, but there is a method to it. So it looks like the Blood Alliance aren't here after all. This guy's at hunting blades. That man, we saw him and died on hold. Ah, now that you mention it, we did see him, so he's the leader of the guild then. Yeah, he's Clint, the leader of the hunting blades. He's gonna fight that monster all by himself? What? No way, man. Took it out in one hit. That was a fatal strike. Fatal strike? It's a crazy powerful technique that extremely skilled swordsmen can use. So how do you do it? How do you do it? How should I know? Fatal strike, a strong attack which throws your opponent off balance, followed by a single well-timed strike to finish the enemy. Is that something else you read in the book? Yes, it is. I see. Sounds like it's easier said than done. You really want to get back into the guild, don't you? What makes you say that? What, Carol, are you going to go back into the guild? I won't go back, I'm sick and tired of monster hunting. Won't go back or can't go back. It sounded like you're fired. No, I had been planning on leaving for a while. Oh, really? Well, whatever you say. So, let's get going. I'm glad you're staying with us, Carol. Anyway, what do you think they're doing with such a large contingent? Yeah, if they wanted to take out that monster we saw, one person would have been enough. This is actually the first time I've ever seen this many guild members gathered in one place. Really? Yeah, a lot of the members are loners. They tend to not travel in groups. And the shooting here is out of the ordinary too. Curiouser and curiouser. Want to follow them and see what they're up to? Yeah, that sounds interesting, but I'm gonna keep going. He's looking for members of the Bloodlines after all, right, Yuri? Yeah, I don't want to worry about 2 guilds. 1 is more than enough. What is the right way? Also, why is this a yellow encounter? I think I'll try to do that thing. What was that just now? That fatal strike thing. Why does her name keep changing back and forth? I'm just noticing that. Is it something that can be done so easily? Yeah, I won't know if I can until I try. How did it go again? First you attack the enemy, throw it off balance. Alrighty. Yuri. Add an attack and prepare for the fatal strike. I see it. What do you see? See my opening to attack. Press R, right trigger. Nice. Well, you need a little skill, but it's not really that hard. You think you could do it while watching me? Alright, let's go. Amount of EXP, LP, as well as items. Okay. So when the little, I assume that little green thing is like indicating when we can do a fatal strike. I have no clue if that green thing was actually the indicator. Or if it's just stunning in general.
That was fun.
Amazing.
Oh, we got a lot of EXP for that. Okay, now I'm curious. I'm really curious, actually. Because there was that other place, and it felt like that was the way we were supposed to go. But there's also the downward path, which has a save point, which also makes it feel like it's the way to go. So I'm really confused by this. I'm like legitimately wondering what's the right way to go here. Or if there'll be a thing where it's like, oh, we can't go any further and we have to go back up anyway. I can actually picture that happening. But yeah, this is also giving me Final Fantasy IX vibes, this particular room. Reminds me of like a spiral staircase in the castle, the name of which I don't remember. But I vaguely recall there being like a spiral staircase kind of thing. What's up? I feel kind of sick all of a sudden. Even someone as dense as you can feel it? Who are you calling? Wait, does that mean you can feel it too? Ugh, what a feeling. Yuri? Estelle too? I'm fine. Don't overexert yourself. We can rest here and have a look around. Seriously, what's going on? Ever since we got here. If a monster attacked us right now, I don't think I'd be up to it. Saying stuff like that is the best way to track monsters, you know. Yuri, if you're going to kill over, couldn't you do it in the middle of a crowded city street? I can't be expected to be there to catch you every time. Yes, thank you. I'm still doing okay. This is air. What? I thought air couldn't be seen with the naked eye. If it's dense enough, it can be. Estelle, weren't you saying something about that earlier? That dense air is bad for the body? Yes, high-density air can occasionally have very negative effects on the human body. It made you pass on the Koi Woods, too. Really? Wow. Maybe we should get out of here. But we still haven't made sure if the mercenaries are here or not. I very clearly should have actually triggered this sooner. Guess that's true, but let's keep moving. Looks like this Blassie is linked to the door. How do we open it? Seems like we have to carefully put together the symbols from— oh god. Wouldn't it be faster to break it? Actually, yes. It's not a good idea. What if that makes the door stop working? Hey, something's coming out of it. So should we just put some letters in here? What letters? We need some sort of clue or else this door won't open. Can I at least try it? No way, no way. It's impossible to go without some hint. What was I just saying about like, oh, we'll probably get down here and then it's like, oh, we can't do this yet. Yup. Back up the giant staircase we go. I should have just kept going along the upper path, but maybe it was actually good to have triggered that so we know we need to look for a clue. I doubt the hunting blades would know. or be willing to share the information would also be a valid argument. So back up we go. One thing I'm not a fan of in RPGs and all games that do this, and this game does this, is that you can't actually, I mean, okay, there are puzzles that you can't know the solution to, in the moment. For example, like these little things. It's like, how are we supposed to know which way we're supposed to use these things? We just kind of have to hope for the best, really. There's another one. Like, see, I don't know which one is actually the right one. I'm gonna try this. Well, that didn't kill us, at least. So that was good. Mimic.
Don't get in my way.
We're dead. We may very well be dead here. Fair warning. Mimics in all RPGs are the worst, so I'm preparing for the worst. I think we could very well die here. That sounds very negative of me, I know, but yeah, mimics are always a problem in like every RPG. Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy, other Tales games. Yeah, wow. Look how much damage that does. Well, okay, he's almost dead, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Well, I'm dead. Actually, I survived. I don't know how I survived that, to be honest.
Resound, O cry of victory!
That is a lot of gold. Wow, that's a lot of gold. Imagine if we had gone a fatal strike on that. Wait, did I get 3,000 more from that? Dang. Okay, that was worth it. That was worth all the injuries of trying to fight that thing. I'm not gonna be using arts in this fight because I need to build up TP again. So I'm just gonna be spamming A.
Yeah, I beat you
Again, for reference, I mapped A and B backwards because that's how I'm used to it in Tales games. Typically, A is going to be your art button, and B is going to be your normal attack, but I find that really clunky compared to how I'm used to. I've never seen a Tales game do that. Honestly, as I've gotten older and have more consoles, to be honest, I've actually gotten into the habit of mapping like if I play a game on a PC and I'm using like a PS4 controller, I tend to map things by location rather than by name. For example, like on a Switch, for example, or Wii U, you have the whole BAXY setup, and that's a different setup than on Xbox. It's a different arrangement of buttons. So if I'm using a 360 controller to play a SNES game, I actually map it by location rather than by the actual names. Instead of mapping B to B, A to A, XX, Y to Y, if I'm using a 360 controller,
of yours. It's pretty, huh? That's not what I was
I'll
gonna
map
say.
it in a way that actually makes sense to my brain more so than in actuality, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know if it actually does. What's this do? Okay, that really didn't help us at all. Where the heck are we even? Have we been in here yet? Well, we found another item, so even if we have been in here, that's good to know. I wonder if we have to find a book somewhere. I wonder if that's gonna be what the puzzle is. If so, that would be really cryptic. So yeah, I tend to map things based on location more than actual name, which does make recording games with a 360 controller or a Switch controller interchangeably kind of complicated because I have to change all the button assignments. Yeah, the Switch is somewhat compatible. It needs like it needs like X input not direct input, so it is a little bit finicky. But on the whole, I do like the Switch controller for gaming in general, not just Switch gaming, but just gaming, period. So now we're back here. This is like a giant maze, pretty much. I'm gonna double check in here to see if there's no hints about what the code is. So there's all these books piled all over the place. I feel like this might be a safe place to look. Doesn't seem like it. Guess we're heading on. But yeah, the whole direct input, X input thing is frustrating. Because it'd be nice to be able to just plug in any controller on Windows and be able to play games. But it's not. It doesn't work that way. You have to basically target whatever sort of operating system you're on with whatever controller. So that's why I have a 360 wired controller. I'm actually not using it for. I've never used my wired 360 controller for 360. I've only used it for Windows, which is ironic, I suppose. But I guess a lot of people do that.
Put out your hand.
Most people use either a 360 controller or an Xbox One controller for multiplayer, or not for multiplayer, for PC gaming, because those are considered the best controllers for PC gaming.
Wow, these buildings are from the late Elachasm civilization. It must be a very old town.
You seem to know a lot about these things. As always.
It's such a shame they just let this city fall apart like this.
Do you really think we're in any position to be sightseeing around this moldy old city?
We do have things we need to be doing.
Then shouldn't we be focusing on them instead of this little tour?
Oh, wow. That round roof is using the Leon method, first developed by Emperor Heliodorus IV.
But I guess we should do something about that first.
Yeah.
So my impression of Estelle, or Estelise, is basically she's got what is colloquially referred to as book smarts, and not so much in terms of what is colloquially referred to as street smarts. Like, she doesn't really get much about, like, interacting with people. She doesn't really get much about interacting with the world, but she has a lot of book knowledge. So that's kind of my impression of the character. On the other hand, Yuri doesn't seem to know much about, you know, air, blasty, or whatever. But he tends to be a lot more pragmatic, for example. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting contrast between the two. And I feel like Tales games always do this. You have one character who's like, not particularly savvy, but is like intellectually very smart. And then you have someone who is the other way around, where they're just kind of like, they aren't really particularly, well, yeah, it's basically the difference between, you know, having head knowledge versus, like, real-world knowledge, kind of.
How interesting.
Estelle looks as interested in cities as always.
Estelle, come on, let's stick together.
I'm fine.
The buildings are run down, it's overgrown, and this place is seriously built like a maze.
With all these obstacles in the way, it's pretty tough to go where you want to go.
Huh? Estelle!
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
I thought I just said to stick together.
You all need to be more careful. I've never seen anyone get lost so easily.
And she's never seen me, because I get lost ridiculously easily. I need a map all the time. Even when it doesn't seem like I should have to use a map, I end up needing a map. Please let me go forward. Actually, that looks intriguing, the thing to the right. So I'm actually gonna go right. Hope this doesn't mess me up. Good. When I started going towards the screen, it's like, is it gonna be put me at the bottom of this whole level all over again?
Let's work together.
But yeah, it's interesting. Rita, as an archetype, is also kind of, again, she reminds me of Rain. Except instead of ruins, it's more about Blastia. Rapide is basically Noish, but actually playable. as a comparison to Symphonia. Also kind of like the game's Mew, albeit less chatty compared to Mew from Abyss. trying to think of anyone that fits that
Resound, O cry of
the
victory!
bill in Abyss in terms of like sort of like a savvy character versus like a head knowledge type character, and I'm really not thinking of anybody that actually meets that archetype in that particular game. I guess that is one thing I do appreciate about this game compared to, say, the Atelier games or what are some other RPGs that are like cliche as all heck? I guess to some extent, like, you know, when I played in the Neptunia games, all the characters kind of are very archetypical. One thing about the Tales games is they generally don't have characters. I mean, they do repeat archetypes periodically, but they generally don't as much as other JRPGs. You know,
There are so many.
I feel like a lot of Final Fantasy games fall into that trap of having just archetypes. Especially the newer ones, to be honest. Where they don't feel as alive, they just feel like a character archetype. And that's not a bad thing, as if it's done well. A lot of characters are very archetypical, but are well done, so I don't particularly mind, but like 13 is a good example where everyone falls into like a very set sort of sort of falls into like a trope. So yeah, and again, Tales games don't generally have that issue quite as much. They have very different, like for their leads, like Lloyd, Luke, oh god, who's the name of the guy? What's the name of the guy in Destiny? I'm drawing a blank. You know, like Yuri is nothing like Aspel, for example,
no
or like
way you
anything
could
like
win.
Mila or Velvet. I still need to play Vesperia and finish Exilia. I'm behind on Tales games hardcore. I'm gonna heal up actually. This is a good chance to heal up. Also, all of our arts are turned on. Just occurred to me. So where are we gonna figure out what this room code is? That's what I'm wondering. It's like, how much more can there be? Treasure? Lamellar leather. Which is not the easiest thing to say in the world. Hey, we got another one now. Good thing I only crafted one. Considering we got another for free. Password, what? Is that a key item? Oh, I never used these. Oh, whoops. Well, these would have helped earlier. Those are like free DLC that basically help you out. So that's password 3. I obviously missed a ton of things. So I'm probably, what I'm gonna have to do, actually this works out, I can work my way backwards. What I'll end up having to do is just basically scour each house, searching for clues. I know there are at least 3, there might be a 4th one, I don't know. But again, it's just a case of just, again, scouring everything, hoping you see that A prompt. Nothing in here, it seems like. Nope. But yeah, my intuition about checking the houses actually was true. I just didn't check the right house. I'm trying to stun this guy. He does not want to be stunned. I also didn't want to fight him either.
This looks easy.
Don't get careless.
And you know, like supporting characters, it's like I can compare, you know, Repeat to Noish, but that's not exactly a fair comparison, because Repeat's got like a lot of sass for a dog. And that sounds like that's actually a really weird sentence to say out loud, that Repeat's like a really sassy dog, but he actually is. You know, with like his pipe, he's just got that like battle scar, and he just looks kind of epic for a dog. This is a weird tangent I've gone on as I'm looking for clues. That's not what I was looking for, but I'll also take the 1000 gold. Surely. Because, oh. You gotta strategize with items when you only have this much inventory space. When you basically I saw that there's a staircase down, so obviously we need to go down, so I was like, okay, we should get this treasure chest now before I forget about it, because I'll forget about it, guaranteed. Oh, there we go. Password clue 2. Purple ribbon. Why do I have a feeling this was this poison? RPG. Wait a second. Those aren't being equipped. Maybe it's an no? Okay, who's this for? I actually need to cook more too, now that I think about it. Yay. Sure, let's try this. Party is full, okay. Fair. I'm just trying to figure out who this ribbon goes to. Oh, it's actually okay, there we go. It actually raises magic defense, but also tanks physical defense. And because, well, actually, it wouldn't be that bad on Estelle. Yeah, it wouldn't really be that bad on Estelle, but for Rita, since her magic defense was already higher, and lowering her physical defense, that would just be a bad idea. When you basically have two items that flip your physical and special, I always spend a lot of time thinking about those types of moves, because it's like, it's kind of good to have more defense, but if your magic defense is already worse than your regular defense, then you just drop your magic defense, then you're kind of out of luck. So it's something I like in RPGs, how you have to actually strategize about like item usage, equips. You have to actually put a decent amount of thought into equipping things in some games. Xenoblade, for example, a lot of times you can brute force your way through by just level grinding, but also with Xenoblade you can actually get through most of the game by simply getting good equipment. That is not what I want to see. I want the clue, but I guess paralysis bottle's good too. I'm running out of places to look, actually. So yeah. Did I check inside there yet? Okay.
This looks easy.
Don't get careless.
We were basically fighting evil umbrellas, I just realized. Strange bat. How's this a bat? This is an umbrella. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I do plan to let's play another Final Fantasy, but I'm torn on which one. Part of me wants to let's play Final Fantasy 3 original. Part of me wants to play Final Fantasy 4, because they're very different games, and 3 is a lot like 1, which I have let's played, which has pros and cons to let's playing it. So yeah, I'm a little bit torn on which Final Fantasy to actually tackle next, and that's why I've been kind of putting it off, because I'm not entirely sure which one to even let's play. Final Fantasy 3 is, yeah, like 1, you create your characters, you have all the classes, you save the 4 crystals of the elements. It's just very standard Final Fantasy. 4 is very story driven, which I personally prefer. But it has some pros and cons in that regard too. It's a lot more strict in terms of progression and so on. We already checked this house out pretty thoroughly, so I have no clue where this last thing is. It's funny, the first password's the one I can't find. Ironic, huh? What if it's down here? I'm gonna check down here. Actually, I'm gonna check a little bit outside the village, maybe meet you back when I actually find what may be the clue, and then resume. Because this might take a while with my luck. / observational skills. It's probably one of those things where you just have to catapult yourself to the right place, and I haven't done that yet. I haven't tried each combination. But in any case, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Tales of Vesperia. That feeling when you end off the episode and then immediately find the thing you're looking for. So now we're ending off. So yes, once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Tales of Vesperia.